So where we left off was Palo, which was day 3 of the cruise, which was supposed to be our fjord day, but that didn't happen. And so they promised us fjords when we went to Olden. So in order to get to Olden in Norway, you go through a fjord. So we went through that fjord very early in the morning, so early that it was very dark and it would not have been visible. So we woke up super early thinking maybe we'll get a view of a fjord the next day.
I assume if you come early in the summer where they have a lot of daylight, you'd be able to watch the entire sail in and out.
Yeah.
But I think it's like a 5-hour journey inland into Olden through the fjord. And we set the alarm for like 5.
Sounds right.
5 or 5:30, and we ordered coffee to the room so we could try and watch it out on the veranda.
Room service free on Disney Cruise Line for breakfast. I've mentioned this several times throughout the series already, but there's a little card that you hang on the door, and you can pick what time you want coffee and pastries and such to come. And so we did that for that time that morning, and then we looked outside. And it was like, oh, it's too dark. I think we went back to bed for like an hour. And then there was starting to be
here, yeah.
there was starting to be a little bit of light, and so we could see when we got to Olden. When we got to Olden, the ship started to do a turn. You're going to see some footage now, which we shot as soon as we got there. So the ship did its turn and backed into the position it needed to be in. And then what happened was, as the sun rose and as light poured in, we were treated to quite the view. My favorite memory of this cruise so far is sitting on the veranda that morning with you and watching that fog move across the mountains and fog or clouds, whatever it might be, and seeing the town light up and just that whole vista, because that was our first real look at Norway. So that was nice. I'd highly recommend doing that if that's your first experience. That being said, when they do offer these, I tend to think the fjords are before. But we've looked at next year's itineraries. The fjords is not even a day on the schedule.
It's not even scheduled,
so, Olden might be your only fjord opportunity, so I think this is going to matter quite a bit, at least for the 2026 itineraries. Beyond that, I don't know.
They have new laws where they don't allow certain ships that are not environmentally friendly to cruise in the most
the regulations have changed.
Fjords, because there's a lot of historic fjords and they don't want to pollute anymore. So
so my theory would be Disney has already stated they're building 2 new smaller ships after the Triton or Wish class is concluded. So after the OLC ship is delivered, there is another Wish class ship, but then there are 2 new class that will be essentially the size of the Magic and the Wonder in that realm, but they'll be the most eco-friendly green vessels Disney has put out on the sea yet. So my theory is those are the ones that are going to come here in Alaska eventually. Those are still a couple years away. So for the time being, the Norway itinerary might be without the fjord day, and your fjord experiences might be coming in and out of Olden and a little bit of Oslo, which we had today.
Even if they don't allow it,
what is it? How is it pronounced?
Olsund.
Yeah, she said Olsund.
Yeah, the A with
it's an O.
Yeah, it's an O sound.
I've heard it pronounced 6 different ways this week from all different people, and so I'm all discombobulated. But either way, so the morning spent on the veranda was magical, and the port adventure we booked is called the Lake Lone, and I'm going to butcher this, the Kindalen Glacier, which is a 4.5-hour experience. The price was $109 for adults ages 10 and up, $59 for ages 0 through 9. Take a scenic drive to, oh boy, just, I can't. Europe's largest glacier, then cruise the emerald green waters of Lake Lone. Sail down a 9-mile finger of the lake under protruding glacier arms and ancient mountains scarred by rock slides. On this adventure, you're aboard an open-air motor coach for an approximately hour-long journey from Olden to Kindelen. This scenic journey travels from the branches of the Kindelen Valley with its high mountain walls and emerald green lake Lone to the heart of Europe's largest glacier. See, they call it the Kindelen Glacier there, but this says it's the Jodestelbreen.
I believe that's the glacial mass, and like each finger has its own name.
Oh, okay.
Like the Brickstall is also connected to that, and that was another excursion.
Head off the motor coach, walk for approximately 10 minutes to the glacial overlook point. Return to the motor coach for a 15-minute transfer to Kindelen Lodge for a 45-minute refreshment break, including waffles and coffee, tea, fruit juice, soft drinks. Conclude your relaxing time at the lodge and board a boat. This is not how this worked out, by the way. During your approximately hour-long boat ride, sail down a 9-mile finger of the lake under protruding glacier. Well, we read that already. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of unnecessary information. So the way most port adventures work, you meet on the ship. And so we had a very early time at the Walt Disney Theater. We had the 10:30. It wasn't that early. That's something of today. 10:30 a.m. On the olden day. They've changed the port adventure stickers. They used to be characters, and so the signs that the cast members would hold to take you to your port adventure would be the character that coordinates with your sticker. They are now just globes with numbers on them that say port adventures, which I understand. Like, if people don't know characters, it's probably confusing, and I think numbers are much harder to mess up. So I get it. I also think it's slightly less embarrassing when you go to like a real port.
Yeah.
And your people have globes instead of, Snow White and Jasmine and Olaf.
The easy targets are the people with the character stickers on. Like, maybe
as Disney fans, we are okay. When we're on the ship and at sea, we are locked in our own Disney World here. But you see, this is what I wear into ports that are not places that Disney owns. I wear normal people clothes, which is rare for me. Because I don't want to be that guy that wore... People did. I'm not judging people. I just don't personally want to be the guy in like the Mickey Mouse Hawaiian shirt in Norway. So either way, our meetup point was the Walt Disney Theater. You scan your key to the world card at check-in. They sit you in your section and you wait to go. We waited like 5 to 10 minutes. They gave us like a spiel about, the usual don't bring fresh fruit and meat and all that stuff out or in, all that fun stuff. And then we were on our way to the motor coach, which of course was just outside at the port. And we got on our motor coach and we traveled. It wasn't an hour-long car ride, right? It was.
It's like 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's why I didn't understand about that. Or the part I'm mixed up on is the boat. But the boat wasn't an hour either.
No, it's a 15 minute.
Yeah. So I did read that.
45-minute boat.
Yeah, 15-minute coach ride. It's very scenic. You get to see a little bit of the town and a little bit beyond. You get your first look at the lake, which is pretty with the mountains in the distance.
Will be your guide/driver the first part of today. So the first part is 15-minute bus drive to the boat, and from there I will give you over to our guide Fernando, who will follow you the rest of the way. So, first of all, you don't know if this is my first time driving a bus. So maybe you should put on your seatbelts. The roads are quite narrow, and in Norway it is mandatory to have seatbelts. If the police drive past and see through the window that passengers don't have belts, they stop the bus, come in and give you a ticket. You will get on a new bus, and on this bus you really need to put on your seatbelt because it's a woman driving the bus. Whoa. Living dangerous, and it's my wife. So, she is pretty good, actually. It's wife approved. soon we will drive over the first waterfall for today. It is the cleanest water you might ever have seen. It contains of 100% glacier melt water, and as you know, the glacier melts from underneath, and because of this the water has not been touched for many thousand years. No pollution, anything. So you can actually fill up your bottle there and drink it. It's the cleanest water, and it's quite good. The stream is too heavy for the salmon to get up. They have built these stairs for the salmon to get up the stream. You will see it soon, in between, just in front of, between the two. Yeah, the first one, we'll see it to your left now. There is the salmon stairs. So it's this river where tourists start arriving in the early 1800s. It was the rich barons and jarls that came here for salmon fishing, and the first cruise ship arrived in 1880 and has arrived ever since. And 62 feet high, and every year they have this race up to the top, and the record is set to 1 hour and 7 minutes. That's quite fast, and it's only uphill all the way to the top. But in 1891 there was this doctor who had the great idea of building a tower, a building on the top that tourists and his patient could get up and sleep on the top of the mountain. He thought that people with tuberculosis would get well from sleeping on the top of the mountain for the fresh mountain air. So they built this tower on the top, and step 1 was completed. They just needed to get the tuberculosis people to walk up to the top. That didn't go so well. So now it's a hut for normal people that can walk up and sleep over for free on the top. Many people have to sleep on the top because they are too tired to get down. And here we are at the Loen Lake. And as you can see, this lake has this green color, and as you are approaching the glacier, you will see that the color is getting more and more greener by the minute. And on the top of the mountain, just slowly to our right, yeah, you can see this blue color. This is glacier, one of many glaciers you will see today. And why the color is green and why the color is blue.
And then they have what looks like a friendship boat at EPCOT with seats on the roof. Same sort of model boat. It's not different. Here's what I will tell you for the boat. You want to be one of the first people off of the motor coach because you want to sit on top, most likely. Now, it was cold and rainy, but we came all the way to Norway to see Norway. I didn't want to see it through the windows of the bottom level of the boat.
Yeah.
That being said, the bottom level of the boat, for those with mobility issues or whatever, super comfortable. There's nice big windows. It'll be fine. But if you can do it, go up the ladder in the back and go sit on top of the boat and experience going down the lake and through the mountains, these giant mountains, seeing the clouds wrap around them, and then seeing the glaciers is the way to go.
The most common goods that were transported from here to Bergen at that time were mainly firewood, as well as leather and dairy products. On the return, the cargo boats brought salt, loafing, coffee, iron, and alcohol to board. Like the lake. Occasionally, we can have flooded glacier valleys like this, especially in the summer.
That's very hard.
Yeah,
I tried with your phone.
this valley has always lived in close contact and relation with the forces of nature and learned how to. As years went by, the settlements grew and Nesta established themselves and flourished again in many ways. The tourists even soon came back. Also, King Håkon of Norway and Earl Wilhelm II of Germany, Queen Wilhelmina of the Netherlands visited this valley. So the mountain Ramafjelle was also quiet and peaceful for many years. But the morning of Sunday, the 13th of September 1936, 1 million cubic meters of rock fell down from the mountain on our right. Well, as I told you, I've been bothering you all the time with some information. But I promised to shut my mouth way back so that you can enjoy the scenery. You don't have it.
So I'd say it's a 45-minute boat ride.
Yeah, it was
to
45
the
minutes.
lodge. And so the way it works is essentially you're broken into two groups. So 2 tour buses left and met up at the boat, and the 2 buses went into the boat. And then when we got to the lodge at the end, which is right at the foot of I don't know, it's at the edge of the lake at the foot of the mountains where the glacier is. They're then like, okay, if you were on this bus, it's time for waffles now, and if you're on that bus, we're going to the glacier now. And so we were the group that's going to eat waffles now. So we go into this very quaint little lodge. You're seeing it now. And at the lodge, it's just a snack service. It's not a meal. They just have fresh waffles, and they have tea and coffee. And there's you could buy at additional cost, sodas and things of that sort, soft drinks. And traditional Norwegian waffles, they were delicious. They were served with, was it strawberry jam? It was strawberry, right? Strawberry jam and sour cream, which is the way they're traditionally served here.
Yeah.
You couldn't have the sour cream, but otherwise the waffle was safe for you, and obviously the jam was. And so we did that, and we had coffee, and it was delightful. Mm-hmm. After 45 minutes freezing on the top of the boat, it was very nice. Again, very cold, but again, we came all the way here. I didn't care if it was getting rained on. We wanted to see the sights. And even with the weather being what it was still incredible. And I think maybe in some cases, we've had this conversation. In some cases, I think the weather added to it.
I think it's very normal for it to be raining constantly. So
And the mist and fog and
yeah,
clouds, and it worked, right? It felt like out of the Frozen movies.
That's how Norway is so lush and green.
Because of all the moisture.
It's because of all the moisture, yeah. Yeah, and all the different fog formations, and it was beautiful.
It's a very nice boat ride. Again, you're in the lodge for 45 minutes. You eat waffles, as many as you'd like. Have your waffles, have some coffee and tea. They come back around several times to fill the coffee and tea. The waffles are self-serve. It's very pleasant. Cute little wood lodge. And then we were the second group, so then the bus came back with the first people. They went into the lodge to eat. We got on the bus. What I will say for the bus ride, again, it's like a 10-minute bus ride to the, not overlook, because it's below. What do you call that?
Well, it's like the end of the trail that leads you to the... Yeah, it's a scenic overlook.
Scenic overlook?
Yeah.
I thought overlook means you have to be looking down over. Outlook?
Scenic outlook, yeah.
I could be wrong. Let us know in the comments. So, either way. So, the bus parks as close as it can get, and then I think it's depending on your speed, 5 to 10 minutes, 5 to 7 more likely, I think, unless you're with someone with mobility issues. I just love the walk, over little bridges. You're going to watch the full, actually, I don't want to explain. I want you guys to just see it. So here's the walk out to this view. I think this is the coolest place I've been in my life. I think so. Look, all the trolls. I thought I left them behind in America on Twitter. The giant what?
The giant mushrooms.
Oh, where?
Did you see it?
Oh, every so often, yeah.
They're like bigger than my hand.
Sometimes we walk over little stone bridges. Here's a little stone bridge. This is so pretty. That waterfall is crazy. Mm-hmm. Look at that one. Way up there. If I can zoom. Way up there. I'm doing great with this thing today. Onward. And as you heard in the middle of that, I'm like, this is like the coolest place I've ever been. I'm overwhelmed with the beauty, the different colored moss and everything on the rocks, and the color of the trees, waterfalls in every direction. Someone who prepared us for this cruise said, well, if you've done Alaska, you know, in Alaska, everybody, you know, there's a waterfall out over the side of the boat, and everyone goes, oh, look at that waterfall, and you stare at it for a while. Norway, the waterfalls are it seems every face of every mountain has one. And so you're just surrounded by waterfalls.
Like the waterfalls become commonplace. There's just dozens and dozens and dozens.
I like that this was our first day in Norway because I think having this sort of 180 degrees of rock and waterfalls surrounding you and then the glacier in the middle was the proper introduction. I think you're able to, that moment is able to wow. I will say now, having done 2 days in ports in Norway, it's very easy for you to, like, it's always beautiful, but it's very easy to fall into like, oh yeah, the mountains are just, that's where they are. They're everywhere and they're this high and there's always water coming off them. And don't get me wrong, there were tons of moments today, or the day after this thing we're talking about now, there are plenty of moments that were like, oh, that's incredible. But nothing, the first time you experience a place or see a certain aspect of a place can never be replaced. That's always going to be the most memorable moment of visiting that country or that city or that tourist destination, whatever it may be. And so this particular excursion was our first experience. And so that walk into that 180 degree of rock and waterfalls and glacier lake, that's always what I'll think of first. And then the secondary thoughts will probably be today. Not that today wasn't great, because it was, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, I just think that was a magical moment for sure. And we'll tell you the double-decker bus that takes you out to the overlook, whatever you'd like to call it. Don't worry about jockeying for position on that. It didn't really matter. There wasn't a whole lot to see for the 10 minutes except trees. So don't worry about that. Everything you want to see will be after you've parked and walked that trail that you just watched. So don't worry about the bus so much.
It's also it's an easy grade for anybody that has mobility issues to go. Like, the only thing you would need to do is be able to get onto this boat, which you have to take some steps down and then get off of it.
And there's people there to assist you down to the boat. There's a rail. Like, you'll get in the boat fine.
Yeah.
I don't know that you could go up to the top. I don't think that would happen.
Oh, you can't go to the top of the boat, but it's like, if you've ever seen the Friendship boat, it has the curved windows. And
they're much wider and they're not tinted here, so your view will be
honestly, a lot of people stayed inside. At least half of the people stayed inside because... one, it was warm, and two, you weren't getting rained on the whole 45 minutes. So
the way back, more of them were downstairs.
More people were even inside on the way back because maybe they were jaded by the view. You're just
maybe
like,
that too. Like, they're like, I did the 45 minutes going this way. It's not going to be different going the other way. But of course, we were.
I could stare at it all day.
Yeah, we're going to sit on the opposite side and watch the other side pass by, and I think that was the right choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So keep in mind the side of the top of the boat you sat on, or the bottom, the side you sat on going out is the side you want to sit on again going back, because it'll be the opposite. If the boat turns around, it'll be the opposite view. So if you're like us, you'll want to do that. And I mean, that's the whole experience. And I know that's a real short summary of a pretty magical thing we did. But I'd recommend this one. I think it was good use. There were still a couple hours left. I think we'd gotten wet enough where we could have done the 10-minute walk into town. And if we had not gotten so wet and not been so cold, I think we would have. But there was still a little time left. We could have done that.
Yeah, but Olden is a very small village. Like, what did they say? Maybe a couple hundred people live there? Like 600 people live there?
I think
probably
500 less. In that, and then the adjacent town was another 600, and
so
and 450 of them work at the meat factory, is what we learned.
Yeah.
So almost everyone works at the meat factory.
So like, I think the excursion took, we could have gone out in the morning, I guess, but.
We could have, but I think I really enjoyed it. I thought it was cool just to in the veranda.
Yeah, again,
based on the sunlight in our
view.
mid-September cruise, it was cool to watch it all come to life. And then by the time it had all come to life, it was then time to go meet up for the port adventure anyway. Yeah. So I think that worked out. And then after the port adventure, we still would have had time. So the other popular port adventure is I don't know what to call, ski lift, gondola?
Yeah, the sky lift.
Yeah. So if we come back, and I would say when we come back, because Norway's incredible, When we come back, what I would do next time is I would do that the gondola. It's the steepest, fastest gondola in the world.
Yeah, it takes 5 to 7 minutes to go up 1,500 feet. I don't remember what it was, but it's watching it come through the mist, or even if there was no mist hanging there when on our way back, there was none, but we saw it climbing. It is. We have
that. You can see that footage now of it. We are leaving. We're leaving Olden at that point, and we're not that far away, but man, that mountain is so big that look how tiny that gondola is.
Yeah.
And that's a big gondola. It holds like 30 or 40 people. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's not the Skyliner. It's a big boy. Mm-hmm. Same company, I think, though. Same manufacturer. Fun fact. Yeah, so next time I think we would venture into town and do that and keep it different. But I still would recommend this. It really depends what you want to do. I'm sure the views from up there are incredible, but I think the introduction, this is a better introduction, this particular port adventure. I think if this is your first stop in Norway, that's what I would do. If it's not your first, maybe I'd do the lift.
Yeah, I think that if your goal is to see a glacier, maybe the Brickstall one is, I don't know, but I don't know if you get closer to that. I think the only way you can really see these glaciers because they're protected is by doing like a biplane or something, or a helicopter. So you don't get that close to the glacier. I don't care about that. The experience of traveling through this lake and spending time surrounded by these mountains that are nearly vertical cliff faces with waterfalls, that was worth it to me. But if you are set on a glacier experience, I don't know that I would say that that's what you want to do. I think that I would do that experience again just because I liked the experience itself, not the glacier as the end goal. It's
about natural beauty. I will say, like, when I did the giant glacier in Alaska, it's a little boat, and it leaves from the ship in the middle of the water, and it just drives you to the glacier, and you stare at it, you watch it calve and all of that. You watch all, and you just gasp in awe of the whole thing. And it's really just the glacier. Like, obviously, the surrounding area is very beautiful, but really the main event is the glacier. This is funny because it's a trip to a glacier, but really what's amazing is there's a glacier, and then it's surrounded by the most insanely beautiful panoramic vista you've ever seen. So that's what I'd say is if Olden is your first port of your cruise, I think this is the way to go. And if it's not your first port, you probably will have been on a port adventure like this somewhere else. Yeah. And so I would do the lift then. That would be my recommendation. I think that's what's going to work out.
Yeah.
But if you're just into natural beauty in general, like again, we'll have to do the lift next time so we could speak more on it. But I really like what we did.
Yeah, it was also like pouring too.
Yeah.
So we might not have had the best view from up at the top. We might have been in the clouds.
Yeah, the lift may have not had a good view.
But we didn't have time for it anyway. We were going to try.
We're going to, but I think the port adventure...
I think it ran a little long.
Yeah, I think we were there till 3-ish. So then we came on board and you ordered room service.
Yeah, we were pretty hungry.
We did the room service order. We decided it was a good day for that. By the way, though, we did go upstairs because, we need something to drink with our room service. Room service is included. What's not included on room service, though, is drinks, except coffee.
Yeah, you would pay extra if you ordered soft drinks.
Yeah, so like you buy a pack of Diet Coke or whatever. So what we do is we order room service and we take our cups upstairs and go fill them at the fountains. And so we went up to the fountains, and while we were up at the fountains, I noticed that the soft serve had changed to strawberry and mango, and I don't think I'd tried those flavors, at least not recently. And so I got strawberry and mango, and I'm going to tell you kids, strawberry tastes like strawberry Nesquik, which is wonderful. The mango's okay, but next time I would just get the strawberry. That's it. I need the banana and the strawberry to mix now, is what I need. That candy banana and the Nesquik strawberry flavored ice cream. I need that in a swirl, and then my life will be complete. I can retire from all of this and vanish into the fjord somewhere. I'll live in. I'll completely vanish. All the trolls of the internet won't know where I am. The trolls of Norway will know where I am, but the trolls of the internet won't. I'll just retire quietly to Norway and vanish, and I'll be a fisherman. That way, I can still have clickbait.
Yeah, those aren't the only trolls that'll know where you are.
Oh boy. Anywho, so then 5 o'clock. Yeah, 5 o'clock was our departure. It was the all aboard time. This was the coolest departure from a port I've ever seen.
Yeah, this might be one of my favorite things that's ever happened on a vacation.
Do you want to explain? I do most of the talking.
No, you can explain it.
Okay, fine.
But this is also why we ordered room services, because one, we were exhausted because we didn't sleep much.
Yeah.
And
two, we have the later rotational dining. We have
we have it at the 8:30 rotational.
If you haven't really eaten anything but a waffle all day and it's 3 o'clock, and they're little waffles, they're not giant. We only had 2 each.
Yeah, they're like the ones that you can fold over.
They're like the Eggo minis.
Yeah. And so we wanted to enjoy the sail away because you're surrounded by these beautiful... And
we had not seen fjords, so we were told when you leave Olden, you're going through a fjord. So it's like, look, I came to Norway. We're seeing a fjord.
Yeah, so it takes like 5 hours to get back out to the sea from Olden.
Yeah.
So, so we're like, okay, we'll be prepared to watch it from the deck. And all day we had been told by each one of the guides, we had a husband and wife on different legs of the bus driving.
Yeah, the husband was the bus driver and the wife...
No, they're both bus drivers.
Oh, she was the bus driver on the other end.
Yeah, so he was the bus driver from the port to the boat. And then she was from the boat to the overlook.
Yeah.
And then we also had the boat captain and the tour guide there.
Also, she, not to derail you, but she crocheted a troll doll that was in the window of the bus, and I love it so much.
Yeah, so everybody that had spoken to us kept reiterating how this is the end of the season. The husband and wife were moving back to Bergen for the end of the season to resume normal life. Our tour guide Fernando was moving back to the Canary Islands because he everybody is here for the summer. Like that, this is very seasonal. The only industry that's here in the summer is like the cruising and
the rest of the year it's the meat factory.
Yeah, so everybody goes back to the city.
If you don't work at the meat factory, you leave.
Yeah, so then when we're sailing away, the restaurant or inn that's right there at the port,
all the port businesses that are there, the little inn, the port adventures or excursion people, the people that operate the trolley train, like the guys in the boat that help the ship leave.
Yeah,
so they blast music from the port, and they were look, just watch.
You have to watch this.
Everyone is waving their free pirate bandanas because for some reason it's pirate night in Olden. No one knows why, but we're all waving them back at all the port workers who are waving flags at us. It's now devolved into Sweet Caroline. I'm waiting for
nothing says America like Sweet Caroline.
This whole side of the ship's gonna sink. This would have been extra funny if someone didn't make it and they're just standing there waving goodbye to us. People didn't make it back on the ship. Sweet Caroline. Say goodbye back. Yep, there we go. People are honking back at the ship.
Well, that Jeep had pulled, or that 4Runner had pulled off to watch us.
That do you want to build a snowman?
Oh, that was, yeah.
I'm guessing that's the last one because we're in Norway. It's cute.
This is my favorite day in the world.
Roll the credits. But then that's when things, well, so then we sailed through the fjord. It was beautiful. So we popped open our free, well, this is in the video too, just watch what happened. So we decided to sit on the veranda and enjoy leaving the fjord, and here's how it was. I mean, it's a little chilly, but I think for the next hour or two, we're just going to hang out here and look at this scenery because this is pretty awe-inspiring. And for being platinum, there is a gift, which I think was a choice of fruit. Was it fruit basket or Prosecco? I'll ask Rosanna when she comes back out. I think they were out of the fruit for the day or something like that. I don't know. She has all the information. But this will be pretty fantastic to just sit here and watch Norway go by. What was... I didn't catch the whole phone conversation. What was the platinum offer? There was something else?
Right now it was either the Prosecco or the fruit tray.
Fruit tray or Prosecco.
Sometimes if you're offered the cheese,
if they have it,
or another type of wine,
okay,
red or white.
Okay. Well, there you have it. We got people acted like it was some sort of like secret, but they just message you in the Navigator app. They messaged me every day until we cashed in this benefit. So don't worry, when you first reach platinum, they will let you know that you have a benefit. Again, it's not an advertised thing, so it could end at any time, but it seems like throughout, at least through the last several months, I've seen instances of it happening. So, and I'm sure someone will come in the comments and say it's been around for years, and I don't look. My cruise line experience does not go back that far, so I can't speak to that, but it's totally possible. But again, it is one of those things like the stem to stern pin that may or may not happen at any given time. I like all the little cottages. What brand is our Prosecco? Poggio Costa. We should probably look it up and see how much it's worth.
There's no year, so
There's no year.
the finest.
Don't say we never gave you anything. Disney Cruise Line.
I mean, it looks good.
Yeah, maybe it's good. If Rosanna doesn't pop this correctly, it's going to be down to the North Sea with you, Cork. It's a Maelstrom joke. Remember Maelstrom, kids? Oh, God.
I'm just worried about my camera. There you go.
You got it. Ah, yes.
The Poggio Costa. We should have some ice wine.
It's gonna be ice wine any second. To Norway. Some say Norway's history is veiled in a land of forests and mystery. I've heard that somewhere before. What is your review of the... Did you have some yet?
Yeah.
How bad is it? Because I can't tell. I don't particularly like it, but I'm not
It's fine.
in the... It's fine. It's fine. Who do you think she got that from?
That's your catchphrase.
This is my catch. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, look at this reveal we're getting
No,
here.
I mean, I like Prosecco. It's like,
I don't think that's a particularly good one, but it's
I don't
fine.
think it's great, but
For free.
yeah.
Was it free? It took 11 cruises.
took 11.
For only 11 cruises, you two could have this Prosecco. This is a cool reveal. Do you think these lines above us sort of keep slightly taller cruise ships out?
Yeah. Oh man, imagine being up. Look at how close it is.
I'm
Watch
sure
it
it's very
pass over.
close to us. Not that you're going to be able to tell, but it's pretty close.
Oh my god. The funnel probably barely clears that.
We are just, yeah, we're probably just under. My favorite was, I think it was Alaska leaving Vancouver. There's a bridge you just make it under, which is a pretty neat moment.
Isn't that, don't you sail under the Brooklyn Bridge when you go into New York? And people.
My
talk
parents,
like,
my parents cruised out of New York, so I don't know. I wasn't
you can
there.
stay on the top deck and like it's like skimming.
Yeah, I forget which way they brought the treasure in for the christening last year. We didn't see that part. Although Eric and I famously starred in the christening special.
You're in the same jacket.
It's my. Was
This
it the
is your
Norway
only
jacket?
winter jacket.
It is my only winter jacket. Let's talk about this winter jacket, shall we? It's a good story time. In a time after COVID, when the parks had just reopened, they didn't know what to do with the overflow of merchandise they had. So a couple months, I think it was summer of 20, they put together a pass holder discount store in the Germany pavilion at EPCOT. And it was all sorts of stuff. I didn't like buy anything except I got to the final section and they had the Norway World Showcase Healy Hansen jackets, and these were, I want to say, $30 to $40, which, as you know, a Healy Hansen jacket new is it's over. Yeah, it's like somewhere near. It's between 150 and 200 for sure, even then. And so I always thought it's a nice jacket, but also Disney. So I got one, and here 5 years later, it made it.
Yeah, the
It made it to
quality of it.
actual Norway.
It's screen printed, but it has not.
And I've worn this a ton, yeah. Meanwhile, my Pandora jacket, the Ace jacket, I've been through 3 of them in 6 years. I bought extras because they kept breaking, and I love that jacket. But anyway, back to showing the world and not us. Leave that for the other vloggers. With that out of the way, then, once we'd seen the fjord and we're we're getting at. And they said it would be 5.5 hours? It was going to take 4.5 to 5 hours. It was going to take to leave the fjord.
Yeah, 5 hours.
So, while the light was still on our side, we decided we'd sit out there and enjoy that because we came all the way here to see that. And it was magnificent. We had a good time. And then it was time for Pirate Night for some reason in Norway. I don't know why. I don't get it. So we had, in researching rotational dining last night, the first time I looked earlier in the day, I was like, oh, it's the Freeze the Night Away menu. The Freeze the Night Away menu is from the Frozen Night. And so I was like, is it actually going to be the Frozen experience? And so we had Animator's Palette. And Animator's Palette, I've done Freeze the Night at Animator's Palette in Alaska. I've done Pirate Night in Animator's Palette. And what happens is, because they're screen heavy, they show art from either, for the Frozen Night, they show all the art from Frozen, and the restaurant turns blue. And then for Pirate Night, the restaurant turns red and orange, and it shows pirate art. And so I was like, well, it's going to be one of the two, and my money would be on it's just going to be Frozen, but then Pirate Night's going to happen the rest of the ship. So this is the Frozen menu. You may have seen this when we went to Alaska. So this is the Frozen, Freeze the Night Away, right? This is Pirate Night. This pirate concept art on the wall. You want a cameo? There you go. Our wonderful table mates. Yeah, pirates. Yeah, there you go. Pirate Night with Frozen menu for some reason. Yeah. I don't know. We talked to the head server. He didn't know either. He was basically like, I don't make the decisions. He's like, I agree with you. It's silly, but that's what they told us to do. So we did it.
Did he say it was his second time ever?
He wasn't sure if it was first or second time ever serving the Frozen.
So if they only did Norway one other time, then that would be the other time that they did it.
But I think he was off, I think. So he didn't see it. But our server didn't have recommendations. He's like, I've never had this menu. I don't have recommendations. I was like, this is a kind of bad show, guys. Yeah. Also, like, it's so weird. The pirate look. I love Pirate Night Animator's Palette. Like seeing Mark Davis concept art on the wall, and then the art for Pirate's Lair, Tom Sawyer Island, and even the art for Treasure Planet and the pirate movies it's great. The music sets the mood wonderfully. But then to open that menu and have the Frozen menu, I don't understand. Either way, should we talk about what we did have? I had the pierogies. They were awful. It was cold potato in cold pasta casing, and there was a little bit of a side, like the accompaniment, the cream, and it just didn't. This was junk. This was garbage. I would give this a 1 of 7. It was awful. You had a beet salad. Yeah, I've had this before too, and I thought it was. Ugh.
Yeah, it was just basically beets with like maybe some red wine vinegar.
Thinly sliced beets.
Yeah.
Very little serving.
Oh God, yeah.
Almost nothing. You could see through them.
It's a pretty presentation, at least.
It's a pretty dish, but it's pretty small.
Yeah.
Also.
I mean, I like beets, but it wasn't enough to, like. Again, I'm glad that I ordered something a few hours before.
Yeah. To our server's credit, what they made for you last night was great. You had a curry dish.
Oh, I love him. He was like, I don't even know what to tell you about these vegetarian possible dishes. The menu, so he was like, I'll bring you Indian food. Are you good with that? I'm like, I love Indian food. Mm-hmm. Just do what you need to do. And he brought me dal and like curry, and I loved it.
Yeah, papadum was the bread, right?
Yeah, and then he also brought me like little like plain naan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yours looked. I was jealous.
I was like, I would eat this every night, and he's like, oh, really? Like, I don't need to eat the rotational dining.
Yeah. What I ended up having, they had one thing on the menu that reflected where we were in the world. That's the dessert menu. I didn't take a picture of it. But there was a trout salad that said it was from Can you pronounce the city we were in today correctly again?
Ålesund.
Ålesund. And so there's Ålesund trout salad. And I was like, I have to try this. We're here. The first bite, I was somewhat worried because it's beet, spiced walnut, or candied walnuts, trout. A lot of it didn't feel like it should go together. I think it was, in flavor, is probably very Norwegian. The more I ate, the more I was like, this is actually pretty good. I was surprised the trout quality was pretty good. It might have actually been from Ålesund. I would not recommend it because I think a lot of you are going to be turned off by the combination. But it worked for me. So if you're adventurous and you think that sounds interesting and you want something lighter, I would give it a shot. If it happens to be on a menu and you're doing the Norway cruise, I would give it a shot. We then did dessert. Their desserts we reviewed. There is a Freeze the Night Away full review from Alaska here on the channel. Go watch it. It's actually on the other channel. It's on the WW News Today channel. But it's out here for you to watch. And so I won't talk about the Olaf dessert. You got brought another sundae. I didn't even take a photo of it.
Yeah, it was a vanilla sundae.
It was good.
It was good.
Right?
I didn't need any more food.
Okay. And that ends our day in Olden. Pirate Night. By the way, Pirate Night shock didn't really happen as planned. So they said we got on the ship, they're like, weather permitting, there'll be the Pirates in the Caribbean party and the pirate dance party. And it's like,
yeah,
it's
I
not
went
happening
up
on 11.
I went up on the top deck and they were setting up for it and it was pouring. And I was like, there's no possible way they can do this within the hour.
So it happened in the atrium, and by all accounts of people that went, it was a train wreck trying to see it. So keep that in mind. I will say, on the January, I had never seen the pirate show on this or the Dream prior to January. And I couldn't believe how bad that show was. Like, the fireworks, obviously, we weren't getting fireworks here anyway. The fireworks are good no matter what. They're fireworks at sea. They are what they are. They're short, but it's cool that it's happening. That's all that has to happen. It's magical. I will say, on The Wish and the Treasure, the new show, the Pirates Parlay, I forget the name of it. Maybe that's a dance party. The rock and roll pirate show, and then the fireworks are phenomenal. They really did a good job plussing that offering. The old one on the Dream and the Fantasy, it's kind of childish and it's kind of lame. It feels like something out of a Busch Gardens. It's kind of embarrassing. I'm glad DCL over time has allowed Disney Live Entertainment to do more and write new music and really make interesting things from the ground up. And it's come a long way. Because I was, again, on The Wish and the Treasure, I'll tell you, I like the Color Spin Dance Party. I like the pirate stuff. I think entertainment-wise, DCL has come. I mean, the shows in the theater have always been great, but really for the stuff in the atrium and the stuff on the deck, they've come a long way. Because we didn't even go watch it because I was like, after January, I never need to see that again.
It was very interesting.
Oh. We had a good time.
It's for children. Like, they really,
it's really
they made it more adult friendly in the newer version.
The newer one works for everybody, which is what Disney Entertainment should be. It should work for kids and it should work for parents.
Yeah.
The old show doesn't work for parents. I'm not sure how well it even worked for kids. I think unless you were 5 or
maybe
under.
Maybe if you're 5.
5 or under, maybe. But it was bizarre and bad.
But Pirate Night was, as always, everybody's
dressed
up.
to the nines. Yeah.
Our seatmates were
you saw
looking
them
great
in the video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, except me. I wore my Spirit jersey. My parents' Caribbean. I was like, I'm not doing this. No, thank you. But then I think because we had a very early day, we came back to the stateroom and went to bed.
I mean, we still went to bed late.
Yeah, I mean, we were at dinner until 10:15 anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, then we went to bed because we had to get to our day in Ålesund.